This week in Akihabara, which basically makes 2 weeks since I was actually in Hakata last week, so I couldn't make the video. Many things have changed up, although because I was there fairly late this time around after work, I didn't really have time to look around too much. That said, for one thing, something big that has changed is that outside of our chair, the decorations have been changed for the new pop-up store, which is for Aikatsu, which, yeah, I know I say this a lot, but every time I see some of these series, it just makes me feel really old. Like, seeing a lot of the Aikatsu stuff as well is just like a massive blast from the past. They apparently are having a new movie coming out on the 10th of October, and so this is all in preparation for that, I suppose. But overall, pretty cool to see that the series is still at least getting something new. I think the most surprising thing about all of this is just the fact that the pop-up store itself was fairly packed. I don't think today was the first day that it was up, but at the same time, there was actually a fairly long queue in there, which is actually already more impressive than many of the other pop-up stores I've been to, especially since I went in at around 9 PM. Unfortunately, I couldn't take a video within the pop-up store itself, but yeah, it was actually pretty cool to see that it was actually packed at that late in the night as well. Aside from that, I also headed back down to the Gamers as usual, and this time around there was actually a pop-up store for the one Konami idol project, the Shine Post, I believe, which apparently, I don't know how it suddenly got a new pop-up store after all this time, especially since I think the manga feels like it has been more or less discontinued, the game that came out in June of this year, so even that's a while back, so I'm surprised that they're only coming out of this now. Although it was very impressive that the entire pop-up store was actually sold out. Like, having 1 or 2 items here sold out is fairly normal, I feel like, with this kind of pop-up stores, especially for popular IP, but for this one, everything was sold out at the midway point. Like, we're only maybe like 7 days into it out of the full 14 days. Maybe it's just me not being well versed enough in the lore and how popular the series is, but pretty cool to see that the series is doing more popular than I actually thought it was. Aside from that, there was also a pop-up store for Yurikuma Arashi, the Yuri Bear lesbian series with the huge amounts of yeah, I don't know if it's just like dementia settling in or something, like, but I'm pretty sure I don't remember the series actually having this much fan service. Where am I again? Aside from that, I also did see the new banners going up for Azure Lane again. It feels like at this point, the banners set up at this location are pretty much just rotating between all of the different Yo-Star IPs, and aside from that, it doesn't really go into anything else. And I have to say that, considering the fact that it's Azure Lane, it actually feels fairly tame. I remember some of the other ads being a lot more sussy. Maybe they actually got forced into putting something a little more tame this time, although I feel like with how sussy the devs of Azure Lane are, they probably would have found some other way to get around and make it look even worse, even through the censors and stuff. So yeah, maybe they just decided that they needed to calm down a little so they don't get people too gunified before the next season kicks in. Anyway, that's all I actually managed to see this time around. Not as much as the usual, but considering how late I got there, this was about all. So I'll be seeing you all next time on the next week, where we talk more about what's happening